All right, guys. You know, one of my favorite shows is a show called The IT Crowd, because the best thing you should do whenever you have a catastrophic failure of internet proportions, or like of comedy proportions, like the show. The show is a catastrophic failure of comedy proportions, if you ask me. And, you really should ask me for all of your comedy opinions. Anyway, welcome to the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful week by avoiding this show. And this show would not have made it to air if it wasn't for that damn internet. I was really trying to be on top of that, actually. Anyway, if you guys are in the chat room now, just don't like the video. I'd buy that for $1. Whoa, guys. Holy moly, was I just stressing out. Could not locate the file. Maybe it'll start playing now. Maybe my internet's working, guys. Maybe we'll have music. Maybe we'll even have a show today. Sometimes the internet doesn't work. Sometimes the internet's like, hey, screw you. Sometimes Friday nights at 5 are the best time to stream your show live on the internet. Hey, Jake, what's up? Welcome to the show, Jake A109. Thank you. I'm a couple minutes late here. Let me just explain.
Yeah, man, we're late today. This looks like a big, strong internet connection, but it's actually pretty weak, man. It's not like any kind of marble or granite connection. It's more like a sandstone or a sedimentary rock where it just kind of falls apart, you know? It's like a diatomaceous earth, this type of show. It's really not... You know, diatoms are microscopic organisms that have been fossilized. That's what you're doing when you put that in earth. When you put it in your garden, that kind of earth is just fossilized diatoms, man. You don't want to eat those or breathe those in, they'll mess up your lungs. But anyway, speaking of swallowing things whole.
This show has almost entered the void of nothingness, which is where I reside. I reside inside the stomach of this giant beast called the rock biter, inside the belly of the strangest being ever to have been created on this show, the classic rock biter. What it is to be a man, what it is to be a swine. I question this every day, our existence, our reality, the absurdity of this show in general. Welcome, Jake A.
I'd buy that for $1.
Remind me to turn that guy off. We still got the debate stage up. That's hilarious. Let me fix that. Let's fix that with a blank slate. Guys, C-SPAN radio. Google. I am on Wi-Fi right now. I want to be hardwired, but that would require 25 foot Ethernet cable. So maybe I'll put that on my Christmas list. All right. Sorry for that weird interruption, but things happen. Things happen when it's probably prime time for most internet users. Most internet users right now are very, very much, it's happy hour, man. It's unhappy hour. But, hold on a second. I am Robocoptopus. It is not the internet's fault. I have actually come here to put a stop to this mess. This is the Aristotle Full Throttle program 5 days a week. 5 days a week, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And look at the cute little gizmo. The cute little gizmo standing on my window sill. I don't know. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo, but it's actually a Where's Gizmo. check it out. You could see little Gizmo, little tiny baby Gizmo on my windowsill. He's just waving to you. He's a nice little cute Gizmo. Today we're talking about 80s creatures. I'm technically an 80s creature. Guys, you guys remember The Fly? Jeff Goldblum. The Fly, he was like, do you know anything about insect politics? Do you know anything about insect politics? You know that Jeff Goldblum impression that everybody does? Yeah. It's great. Guys, we got a little derailed at the beginning. We're a bit nonplussed. We're a little speechless, if you will. But,
Please, wait a second. Wait just a damn second. Hang on. Everybody, hang on for the, please put down your comedy. Please put down your comedy. You have 10 seconds to comply. Or else I will be authorized to use obnoxious music on you. I will be authorized to play the guitar on you. I am Ed Sheeran 209. Please put down your comedy. You have 10 seconds to comply. I am now authorized to use awful music. I'm in love with the shape of your arms. I'm in love with the shape of your Robocoptopus body. I'm in love with the shape of your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. Your move, creep.
I'd buy that for $1.
yes. Well, my voice. I swallowed a frog. Hey, sorry guys. Yeah, it looks like I'm only getting comments from Twitch. I'm gonna recycle this and see what happens, guys. Hey, Jen the Fierce. Hey, Jake A. Hope you guys can just drop like a bunch of comments. Just really, literally, just spam the comment box right now on whatever platform you're watching, just so it can drop down to the area. Because the way I have things formatted, I need to provide some space. It's a whole thing, guys. Maybe if I do this, hold on a second. Let me try a new thing. Yeah, see what happens? It just reconfigures it. I need to it's a weird configuration. Yeah, spam it. Don't get blocked. Hey, it looks like we got spam already. Let's block that. Guys, I'm here today to say hello to you and talk to you about 80s movies. You don't have to have been alive during the 80s to appreciate 80s types of special effects. The special effects, I have a theory about that, guys. I have a theory about the special effects situation that went on in the 80s. Because I think in the maybe the 70s, they figured out how to perfect the Hollywood screenwriting format, in that they had movies like Jaws and Star Wars and Alien and like these really kind of scary movies, but big movies, but also fantastical movies. And it was getting to the point where special effects were really, really believable. You could suspend your disbelief. Even if they were goofy, even if they were fluffy little gremlins, there was enough of an advancement in technology for special effects for you to be able to suspend your disbelief long enough and then delve into weirder and stranger and more fantastical types of storylines that were being developed in the Hollywood blockbuster format. So now you've got this perfect synergy, which I think happened in the 80s, particularly with monster movies and makeup effects with Rick Baker and Stan Winston. These guys were creating some of the craziest, coolest stuff that you'd ever seen on film, and it was all like real. For instance, Stan Winston's idea. Let's go ask the Carl Weathers report. What's up, everybody? This is Carl Weathers. And this is Carter B. This is the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers report featuring Carter B and the AcU Predator Action Jackson Weathers forecast. And I would just like to say that the Predator himself was invented, or at least inspired, by Stan Winston. Stan Winston was sitting next to James Cameron on a plane, and James Cameron was coming up with, Stan Winston invented the Predator, and it was inspired by James Cameron. I got that reversed, just like I'm going to reverse punch you in the kidney right after this. But let me just tell you something. Stan Winston was on a plane trying to design the creature design for the next Predator movie. They were still filming it. They didn't even have the creature design until the movie was finished. I've got just go check out Aristotle Full Throttle's Predator. 5 Facts About Predator video on the Aristotle Full Throttle channel. If you guys go check that out, you can see that Stan Winston was on a plane designing the Predator monster while John McTiernan was filming the Predator, and James Cameron was sitting next to him on the plane, and he said to him, you know, I've always wanted to see a monster with mandibles.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Mandibles is nuts. Yeah, mandibles and long nails, that's right.
And Stan Winston said, let me just steal that idea and draw the Predator. And the Predator had since become one of the most classic alien invasion 80s creatures monster movies of all time. Just to wrap up the week of themes. Anyway, mostly cloudy, 62 degrees. I hope you have a knockout of a day.
I'd buy that for
Oh man, I'd buy that for $1. Yeah, I agree with Carl Weathers. I hope you do have a knockout of a day. Look at all these creatures, man. Aren't they cute? Let's populate all these 80s creatures. This is what we're talking about. Hey, Tatiana Wilkinson, you must be up all night. It must be like 3 in the morning for you. What are you doing? But we welcome you here. It's a party. It's a weekend. I hope you've been up all night dancing at the discotheque in your living room and staying away from people. You got to stay away from people right now. Thank you for spamming the comments. Good to see you guys have made it to the comment section on the screen. Just remember, if the comment section is not yet populated, just drop a bunch of comments in there, and then you'll start to see them. It's just the way I have things set up. Sometimes there are so many different things, but there are just so many different steps to creating the show, and I appreciate all of the help. And so many people have been helping me, including Jen the Fierce with the edits. If you guys want to check out the edited versions of these shows, there's going to be a new one up this weekend. I'm going to upload that after today's show. I also have a podcast, guys. This show has become a podcast. Believe it or not, you can get this show on Spotify. You could download this on many podcast platforms, probably not iTunes, because iTunes has like a stringent process. I'm still working on trying to get on iTunes, but screw iTunes. You know, once I become #1 on Spotify, iTunes is going to be like, oh, I want to kiss your toes and make you one of our featured podcasts. This is going to be like the Adam Carolla show, except less stupid. This show's going to be like, what? It'll be like the no-fro bro Rogan show. The Afro Rogan show. Guys, I didn't even go live. Now I'm live on Instagram. That's weird. How did I not go live on Instagram? What's up? Guys, I was having internet issues on Instagram, so welcome on Instagram. This is the Aristotle Full Throttle program. If you missed the intro, you can go check it out on AristotleFullThrottle.com. We have a fundraiser every day for the ACLU, just in case you want to preserve your rights. You know, Candyland, where are the puppies? This is a question I ask myself every morning. I wake up first thing, I'm like, where are the puppies? Sometimes you have puppies. If you remember, you got to tune in every day, and maybe you just might get puppies. This is one of the promises of the Aristotle Full Throttle show. There may be puppies. Watch out. You guys can donate, and I'm having a giveaway. PS5, PlayStation 5. We're going to play games on the show. We're going to have live gaming starting next week, and we're going to have fun with the Discord people and have some fun playing some games and kickboxing each other. I'm just kidding. There's no kickboxing involved. But, you know, I still got to install this arcade guitar game. I got to understand how it works. But my whole system feels like it's getting overloaded these days. My goal this year as a creator was to revamp my system. And then a pandemic hit that was let to run rampant across the United States, and 220,000 people are dead so far because of the lack of leadership in this country, the United States. But I'll take it upon myself to lead and say, hey, we're gonna have a giveaway. PlayStation 5. Hey everybody, you might have seen me deliver some crazy knockout punches last night. Maybe I didn't do a full knockout punch at all last night, but I definitely decisively won that debate on topic, on merit, on substance, and on character. I think it was pretty clear that I was the winner of the presidential debate. And not that I'm just punching this gizmo doll right here. I'm not punching that gizmo doll. I won that debate decisively. There may have not been any knockout punches coming from. I'm serious. I mean it. This is for real. Come on, man. Come on. There was no malarkey coming from my end of the stick. Maybe I didn't give Donald Trump a knockout punch, but I definitely played speedbag on his nutsack. You know what I'm saying? I was punching away on that guy. I was beating him about the head, neck, and face and chest areas. Maybe a couple kidney punches in there just for good measure, because that guy doesn't know a thing or two about anything. He doesn't know ABC about 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give away a Sony Playhouse 15 if you guys are watching this and you're commenting below. It's so much malarkey, Tatiana Wilkinson, I'll tell you. He looks like he's punching that poor gremlin, but you know what? I'm just nuzzling him with my fist. I'm Popeye, I nuzzle Mogwai. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Mogwai nuzzler. Okay? Yeah, no malarkey coming from me. I mean it. I'm serious. This is for real. Come on, man. It's true. I believe him. There's something about that guy that I just, it seems like he actually gives a crap. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was watching, what's that? What are we looking at here? I don't want to know. I was looking at, the weird thing about the internet or Instagram, I was unable to save last night's or the night before's broadcast because they were like, you did something we don't like what you were showing on your show. And I don't know if I showed anything that was illegal or wrong or anything. This show is actually 13 and above, I think, friendly. I think this show is for all ages, but I don't know. Howard the Duck, that was definitely the best follow-up to Back to the Future that Robert Zemeckis could have ever done. He's definitely a creature from the 80s. But there's no malarkey. I get the feeling that Joe Biden actually gives three craps about the United States. If you want to ask me, that's what I feel. Lou Dobbs tells Fox News, I don't even want to see what that notification's about. Lou Dobbs is an old man. Not only do we talk about movies and music and fun stuff like that, and we even play music here, Aristotle Full Throttle, this show, the entity, which is known, I'm starting to talk about myself in the third person. Aristotle Full Throttle talks about social issues. And here's the thing that I'm a fan of lately. I like when ladies, and also particularly ladies of color, are being told malarkey from old, rich, powerful white men when they're just like, you need to listen to me because I am of the ruling and class and of the majority, and everything I say ought to be listened to. I'm really liking when women of color and people of color are like, shut up, that's BS, and you know it. And then there's a pushback because there's been it's not so subtle, but there has been a dynamic in American society where people kind of like, it's the expectation that you ought to shut up and listen to the rich, powerful white guy. And then, like, the rich, powerful white guy, when they lie and they're in power, when they're in a position in government and they're just flat lying and they're being like, you ought to listen to me because the power of my voice is the ruling class. That particular dynamic, that particular 1% of people in the United States, I like watching them get shut down. Because I personally am that type of personality my whole life. Whenever someone of that particular, there's an expectation, particularly I've experienced this as a brown person in America, when there are people who are rich and uppity, and they're like, maybe they're of the 1%, and they're particularly oftentimes the case is I think it's definitely more a class issue than a race issue. But in the United States, there's a particular small sliver of people who are in a small sliver of class, but also happen to fit a dynamic of being a rich, white, old dude. Like, this is something we see over and over again. These are mostly the people that were running government, or at least mostly people who are running the GOP. Those people, when they go, do my bidding, young person of not my class. I'm always like, oh yeah, go F yourself. Because you can, it's America. We're all supposed to be created equal, we're all supposed to behave that way, but there has been a dynamic for generations, and it's hard to undo. You could definitely reference someone like Chris Rock, who I recently heard. This is a great example. He was saying how in New York City, they still call it the Tri-Borough Bridge. He's like, we're still calling it the Tri-Borough Bridge. We're still calling it the Tri-Borough... You know, he's got the hands. We're still calling it the Tri-Borough Bridge. And it ain't been called the Tri-Borough Bridge for 20 years. He was trying to illustrate the point that you can change the name of the Tri-Borough Bridge to the RFK Bridge, but everybody gonna still continue in the tradition, in the habit. You can change a rule, but you cannot change a behavior that quickly. You could change a law, but people, the way that they act, what people say, institutions take generations to undo. This is a fact. Last night when the president was like, I don't acknowledge that there's institutional racism, it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. How can you not acknowledge that there's institutional racism going on in this country for generations? This is the foundation of this country and the whole history dynamic of the world. You ever see the Spanish Inquisition? Inquisition, what a show. Yeah, I'm just saying. There's been a dynamic of generations of people just getting squashed and edged out in the name of purity and superiority, and that doesn't jive with me. You know, I'm serious. I mean it. I'm not just going to be the president of the United States. I'm not just going to be the president of America. I'm not going to just be the president of red states and blue states. I'm going to be the president of space. I'm going to go into outer space and be president. Okay, you just watch out. I'm going to be president of the entire galaxy. Far away, near, close, far. I come from a galaxy far, far away. I'm Dr. Baby Yoda Fauci. I'm a doctor. I'm an epidemiologist. I work for the NIH. I'm from a galaxy far, far away. I'm a Dago baby. I need a Dago Baba. I drink blue milk out of a Dago Baba, okay? Okay. I know, listen, I know I sound a little like Trump. We have a little bit of a way of talking. He's from Queens, I'm from Brooklyn. But you know what? Brooklyn is so much better. Believe the hype, okay? Forget about it, all right? Anyway, I'm just saying, my vote is for president of space, the emperor of the universe. I vote for Joe Biden. Why not? Why not emperor? Actually gives a crap, you know what I'm saying? Wear a mask. All right, look, let me just show you how a mask works, okay? You got the one ear. You got one ear, it goes over one ear like this, and then you got to put it over the other ear, and then when you go jogging, you got to bring federal agents with you because people are threatening your life, okay? So just wear a mask, all right, everybody? Wear it up over your nose because you realize how they test for coronavirus? Do you understand how they test for coronavirus? They stick a swab in your nose. Okay? So why are you walking around with your nose hanging out? Cover up your nose, all right? Like this. This is how you wear a mask, all right? You just wear a mask like this, and everything should be all right. Stay 6 feet away. This is a particular custom-made mask by Kelsey, Alabama. You could go to kelsey-alabama.com and get your mask of your own. You can get your own mask just like this one. Just saying, you cover up your damn nose, all right? Like this. Support local businesses, all right? That's how you wear a mask. Stop showing. That is not how you wear a mask. Dr. Baby Yoda Fauci. Baby Yoda Fauci. Yoda was a creature from the 80s, wasn't he? Popcorn Passport. Welcome back. Good to see you. And this is the new time, 5 p.m. Aristotle Full Throttle. Shot out of a cannon. shot right out of a cannon into space. Whew, I think Aristotle needs to update today's topic to 80s creature features above the chat. Oh man, you're right about that. Thank you. So I gotta get a checklist. Here we go. Creatures. There you go. There's a checklist I need to create. I spelled it wrong. Hold on. We're gonna get there. There we go. All right. All right. There you go. That's today's topic. Hold on a second. Let me fix that. Hold on a second. This creature. Okay. We did it. We did it together. Thank you, Jake A, for pointing that out. See, part of the show was let me start writing a checklist. I'm going to start the checklist here. One of the things we need to do is get the topic right. Update topic on OBS. Update topic titles on Restream. Okay, cool. Now we're up to date. Let's see. Did you guys see Pumpkinhead? You know who was in that? There's an actor in the movie Pumpkinhead. Or no, wait, I'm thinking of you know what movie I'm thinking of? Let's see. David Cronenberg. What movie did he act in? David Cronenberg was in Nightbreed, right? David Cronenberg was an actor in the movie Nightbreed, and I think it's Nightbreed. If I'm wrong, update me. And he's also the director and creator of the movies like, well, The Fly is technically a remake. The 1986 or 5 version of The Fly. The Dead Zone, it's an adaptation of Stephen King's book. He directed that. He wrote and directed, he did Existenz. He's one of my favorite directors. A History of Violence, a history of knuckleheads. This guy, David Cronenberg. Excellent director, my favorite director. Yes, I'm putting on the checklist. Checklist. It's like a pilot, guys. So pilots, they get on the planes. What else do we got here going on? All right, guys, I'm just kidding. I'm going to finish that thought. Pilots have a checklist. Airline pilots, when they get in there, they go down the checklist one by one because guess what? It reduces plane crashes and malfunctions by like 12%, which is significant. So basically,
I don't think anything could reduce the disaster of epic proportions that this is the show. It seems like it's always crashing and burning.
listen, Seth Rogen, I have something to say. It is Friday, and it is happy hour. And I have had a few sips of this bottomless flask, this bat flask. I put a little bit of there's a Tom Collins, a never-ending Tom Collins inside my utility belt.
Yeah, and if you guys want to buy a shirt, you can go to Aristotle Full Throttle on Teespring. You guys can do that. Automobile Observer, what's up? How's it going out there?
Yes, you could certainly do that. Could you hear my shirt talking?
I don't know what you're talking about. Batman? Actually, I couldn't hear your shirt talking that time because I think you're way too drunk and maybe you were hallucinating. Anyway, this show has definitely crashed and burned almost every single time. I've seen every single show of this of Aristotle Full Throttle, and I would like to check this off my list.
Every show needs a nemesis. Every show needs a nemesis, and you, Seth Rogen, are in fact my nemesis. Like Star Trek 10. Nemesis. I think that let's see.
I thought I was your nemesis. You know, Aristotle Full Throttle and I have a
long history of hating each other. You guys can go back and check the old videos, and I make an appearance in almost maybe every third video from the first year of Aristotle Full Throttle, and you can go check that out. I mean, who the heck is this guy anyway? Listen, Chardonnay, do you like this show? Chardonnay, would you like it if we had a checklist for the show? Okay. I don't know, I believe him. Look, remember this puppy? This puppy's from a movie called House 2, The Second Story, which is it's a puppy caterpillar. Howard the Duck is so good. I saw Pumpkinhead, great movie, yes. Popcorn Passport, that is another awesome design by Stan Winston. Stan Winston directed that movie, Pumpkinhead, and he also designed The Predator, who, guess what, today's thumbnail, I have a picture of Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, and Harry from Harry and the Hendersons was played by my friend Jamie's uncle. He also played The Predator. He was a big, tall guy. The same guy who played the Predator played Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, and you can see he does. Let's go look at the Predator's movements, shall we? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Predator, the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report, featuring Cardi B and the AccuPredator Predator Weathers Forecast. We almost got it right that time. Looks like, hey, good morning, Schwarzer Krueger on Instagram. If you want to look, see the way the Predator moves. All of those moves were invented by my friend Jamie, his uncle. Look at the moves. Look at the moves on that guy. Do you know he was originally played by Jean-Claude Van Damme? That's true. The Predator was originally Jean-Claude Van Damme in a costume. I'm going to have to, hey guys on Instagram, I'm going to have to unplug the sound, and the sound is going to change, but I need to plug the power in, it turns out, because we are running low on juice. Or maybe I could do a whole thing where I plug this in and do a wireless charging situation, guys. Want to try that? Let's try that. Maybe that'll work. Maybe if I press this up against the front. Nope. No? Maybe if I press this. Let's try that. Let's see. Nope, that's not going to work. Nope. All right. Not going to work. Not going to work here anymore. All right, guys. Listen, have you guys been watching the updates on Borat? Borat is doing updates in real time as Borat. It's pretty amazing. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Borat. Hopefully I watch Borat this weekend, and then we can talk about screwball comedies on Monday. Or at least when people get clowned on epic proportions. Yes. Hall something, I can't remember. Yeah, Peter Hall. Kevin Peter Hall. That's his name. Jamie Hall's uncle. Jamie Hall, you could sleep, but after run jump. Hey, that's okay, Tatiana. You could always come back and check out the rest of the show in the morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope you do that. If not, you can check out a lot of these episodes in a 10 to 15 minute version that was edited down, usually around 10 minutes, by Jen the Fierce. She ever so deftly edits these videos down to about 10 minutes, consumable bits of maybe just the fun stuff. So do that. But we wish you all a wonderful night or morning wherever you are. Look at Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead is a cool monster. Very great design. But he had a mouth. But then Stan Winston decided, oh, look at this. Remember Cat's Eye? Ooh, Cat's Eye was a good one. Let me move this around a little bit so you can see that. Let me move the screen around just a little bit. Hold on a second. It was at that moment that Andy Dufresne moved everything around so that you could see it better. Aristotle Full Throttle is one of those shows that we're listening every day for him to master a Morgan Freeman impression. But the only way to master a Morgan Freeman impression is to say Andy Dufresne 100,000 times. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. How many was that? I lost count. Let me start again. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne. Wait, was that 5 or 6? Hang on a second. Let's say it was 5. Andy Dufresne. Well, get this alley. Oh, that's not an alien. That's a monster from the 80s. That's from Cat's Eye. Do you remember Cat's Eye? That was a good movie by Stephen King. Stephen King was like the master of monsters. I was trying to watch It Chapter 2 the other day. Couldn't do it. We still didn't check out the news because today's show got kind of derailed. There's little baby Drew Barrymore getting her breath stolen. Don't ever keep a cat because the cat's going to steal your breath, but it's really not the cat. It's the breath-stealing succubus or whatever that's called. That's called... there's actually a cultural demon. What do you mean There's actually a cultural demon called... I forget. Every culture has its demon. Maybe we'll do that Monday. Cultural demons, like the Chupacabra and the Donald Trump. Every culture has their own demon. And in Japanese culture, there's like the old lady who sits on your chest and steals your breath, which is a common event. A lot of people experience sleep apnea or they have sleep paralysis, and it feels like to them someone's sitting on their chest. And apparently in Japanese culture or some culture, there's a demon that comes into your door while you're sleeping and then sits on your chest and makes you suffocate and then makes you eggs for breakfast. Popcorn Passport. The hitman was feeling hot guy. Yeah. All right. Octopus. Look at this octopus here. Horror comics. Friends, Freaks, and Freaks. Robocoptopus has nothing to say about that. Oh, look. This was Susie and the Banshees. That's pretty cool, huh? It reminds me of Sandman. So what we do here on Aristotle Full Throttle is we talk about movies, we talk about culture, we talk about current events. And, you know, we do have a bit of a liberal bend here. But, listen, I can't help it. It's empathy. It's a simple emotion. We should have empathy and critical thinking. That's what drives society. You ever think about this, guys? Society, that comes from the word social. Social, meaning like to get along with other people together, a society. In order to have a good society, it is my firm belief that you need to be able to critically think and empathize with other people if you want to live in society. Some people want to have like an anarchic situation or where they're just like, I want all mines and go screw you. It's mines. It's cultural Darwinism. Or social Darwinism. They want that situation where they could just get away with do whatever it's like, well then just go live on an island, bro. The whole idea of society is getting along with one another together. And in order to do that, we can have a functional democracy just like our buddy Joe Biden says. These take a second. There's so many. Hey guys, I'm just telling you, I'm not going to be the president of the red states, the blue states. I'm going to be the president of the United States of America, and if I get elected, I'll be the president of outer space. See, he wants to unite everybody and the entire galactic. He's got a galactic agenda. He wants to unite the galaxy as Joe and Hunter Biden. He wants to rule the galaxy. Popcorn Passport. From the Cat's Eye movie, the hitman at the old man hires... Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you. Sorry. I get carried away and I get launched into another topic and I almost forget what we're talking about. Popcorn Passport. Buster Poindexter. Yes, Buster Poindexter. Remember that guy? Singer for a band. What was his band's name? Trivia. Was it the Dolls? The New York Dolls. That's what he was the singer for. He's in a lot of movies. He's also the dude in the cab driver Ghost in Scrooged. Buster Poindexter, I can't remember the name, as used to be an actor singing at the bouncing around my head. Yes.
He talks like this. He's from New York. Maybe Buster Poindexter could be a character on this show.
Look, Ghoulies. The guy's coming out of the toilet, guys. Remember the Ghoulies? Oof. That seems like a rough, terrifying. My friend Lee, Boxleitner says that this was one of the images that terrified him the most as a child. And I can imagine it actually because when you're a child and you're learning about the toilet, you don't want anything coming up out of the toilet with sharp teeth. I don't blame him. Cultural Darwinism. Yeah, 420 artist. What's up? I got your message, 420 artist. I'm sorry that I haven't got back to you, but I've been extraordinarily busy. Actually, I was up all night last night and didn't wake up until around 11 a.m. So it's been a week. It's been a week this last day and a half. Oh man, one of my favorite creatures is the teen wolf. Totally related to that. What are those things? Oh, those things look like they're from the movie Brazil, but I'm not sure. Myopia. So many 80s creatures, but just look at the artistry in the design of these things. It was really kind of a competition between different effects artists, usually Rick Baker and Stan Winston, who were creating these makeup effects for actors and also creating fully animatronic things. Hey, Cat Blue Chart, welcome for watching at the new time. Cat Blue Chart, as you remember, she's on Instagram right now. She's a painter. You can go check her profile out if you go on to the Aristotle Full Throttle Instagram. Let me know if I'm leaving anything out. I feel like I'm covering all the bases. Definitely trying to move toward having more merch to sell because, you know, I have zero income right now. This is the best we can do. And there has been some income from this show, and I appreciate every contribution. If you want to contribute to the show, you can go to patreon.com/Aristotle Full Throttle. Yes, this is the new time, Cat Blue Chart. Thank you for finding it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of it. And I see Jen has jumped up onto the Instagram platform to go follow your account because she has some great art up there if you want to check it out. 420 Artists also has some great art as featured earlier this week. I don't remember the Cenobites. What are the Cenobites? I'm getting used to this time, by the way. This is 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I just had a routine of getting up at a certain time and then, you know, doing all of the dishes. And then just getting into the mindset by noon. Because at the beginning of the pandemic, this is where I was like, you know what? We're all going to be home. We're all going to be inside. Why don't I just have a thing to do every day in the middle of the day? But now that things are opening up and people are having more precautions about going outside and doing things, now I need to have like a functional daytime. So if I have a functional daytime, I can come home around 5. I can do my errands, do things while things are open. I can, I don't know, do my banking. Everything is online anyway, but I can get out while the sun is up and come home and have more of a head full of ideas by the end of the day, I think. A head full of ideas. Imagine that. You know, I always, a week and a half left, I just still can't make up my mind as to which, because anything can happen in the next week. You know, Trump could instantly grow an empathy organ. I don't understand. Something can happen to change my opinion within the next week. Really? I would love to be inside the head of an undecided voter because I bet you there's a lot of leg room. One of my favorite creatures is this design. That's a really good creature. Wait, time out. Now, is Freddy Krueger a creature or is he a man who got burnt up? And now he's a demon. Maybe that should have been on the demons episode. He's a dream demon. He's a dreamin'. He must be dreaming. Hellraiser, yeah. Popcorn Passport brings up. Oh, that's right. That's right. I knew the name Cenobite sounded familiar. The Hellraiser art is so cool, guys. This stuff, I loved this stuff as a kid. I don't know what happened. I'm getting moved back into the horror genre. I've been coerced back into watching horror. So I'm actually starting to regain an appreciation for it, but I loved this stuff as a kid. Look at that art. That's some art right there. That's like a really cool design. Come on, man. That's pretty neat. Yeah, like just the ideas that were in it's like there's like a gothicness to it. There's a coolness to it. There's a sleek leatherness to it, but just the imagination it takes to do this. This video is definitely going to be suppressed on YouTube, and I bet you that Instagram is not going to allow me to publish this. But Hellraiser, Cat Blue Chart says Hellraiser made me not want to play with the Rubik's Cube. That's true. You don't want to play with the cube or whatever. It's funny though, because the Hellraiser movies and the Phantasm movies, in retrospect, are very aesthetically similar. But even at the time, he kind of was like, am I watching Phantasm or am I watching Hellraiser? Because they both had an object. Phantasm had that like sphere with the blades on it, and then Hellraiser had the cube. So, you know, it was about geometric objects and paleness and old people. I liked Pinhead's voice.
I am Pinhead. I talk like maybe Pinhead should be a guest on this show.
Demon. Popcorn Passport says Freddy Krueger's a demon. I just want to be a guest on this prestigious show. You can be a guest on the show. 420 artists next week. You will be a guest. Everybody, tune in next week when we have 420 artists. Let's work out a day. I don't think I can do Monday, but let's work out a day. 420 artists. We kept running into each other at parties, but I think we got a picture together, right? We got a picture together on one of those red carpets. We were all hanging out. We're just like, let's get one of them pictures. Look at this. She's got her face peeling off. That looks like it's painful. Looks like if you were going to go through that forever, you might want to take an Advil. Oof. All right, let's check out. We got 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Now, you know what? I'm going to go a little bit over today because technically we have about 15 minutes. But I think this is a really good. This turned out to be a better show than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to freak out because there was no internet. I had no internet at the beginning of the show. I sound like Will Arnett. Wait, hold on a second. Got it. Yeah, maybe I could do this.
Who the heck is this guy anyway? He doesn't sound anything like me. I think that this show should really... Did you know that I'm the voice of GMC Trucks? I am. It almost sounds like I'm putting on this voice. I am actually a Batman. I'm the Lego Batman. And it turns out...
What are you talking about? Well, Arnett?
Get out of here, Batman. You're drunk.
I'm not drunk. I'm just a little bit tipsy. I've had a little bit from my bat flask. That's true. But I am Batman. I'm every Batman. I'm every woman. I'm every Batman. I am all the Jedi. Do you mind sharing some of that, David Hasselhoff? That looks quite delicious. I know it's been on the floor, but I have some bat disinfectant. We could just spray. Oh, yeah, just that piece of lettuce hanging from your mouth. It looks so scrumptious. Oh, what am I doing here? There's so many buttons. Okay. And we're back. Will Arnett needs a Lego body. Oh, that's a good idea. All right. Putting that on the list. Give Will Arnett a Lego body. Arnett Lego Batman body. Maybe put some ears on him. And they could be dueling Batmans. It's funny, though, to me that Adam West Batman thinks that he is every Batman, and it doesn't matter who played Batman because he was Batman. That's almost like the president right now. This president, by the way, the least racist president ever in the history of... He's not racist. He's done more for black people than any other president. Maybe, perhaps, probably, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln. Which is crazy because I didn't know that. I had no idea. Whoa, wow, look at these things, man. What cool art. What cool artwork this all is. And then you go, Harry and the Hendersons, and then you got this thing. This little dog. American Werewolf in London, guys. Talk about one of the best moments in creature features. That creation was pretty neat. Oh, and none other than...
There's Falcor. We have shockingly similar voices. Falcor. Do you remember Falcor's voice? He sounded like this. I Atreyu. You just have to modulate your voice. Just like that, you know, like he's like, Atreyu. It sounds like Falcor. That sounds like Falcor. Don't you guys think?
I don't think it sounds like Falcor at all. I think you need to work harder at that.
I'm a little bit wasted. I'm tiny. I'm a tiny Batman. I'm a tiny, tiny Batman.
Yes, Batman, you are very tiny, and just so you know, you're not played by Will Arnett.
I'm every Batman.
No, I'm played by Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy can see me.
Man, oh man. Tom Hardy. It reminds me of the Hardy Boys, I guess. Anyway, hope you guys are having a rockin' Friday. Rockin' Friday. Don't get too stoned.
Do you see? Because he's a rock biter. He's a rock biter, so he's making jokes about rocks. Oh, The Thing. Yes. 420 Artists. Good point. Was rewatching The Thing the other day. Holds up. One of the most controversial movies ever. One of the most gruesome, disgusting movies ever. In the best way possible. Because let me tell you something. Every effect in that movie was filmed on camera. So there's no smoke and mirrors. They had a practical monster that they had to create for every metamorphosis in every scene of that movie. They had to create a whole new effect. It's not like today where they go, send it back to the nerds, the eggheads in the computer room, in the science lab. Go send it back to them, and then they'll just do this on the computer until it looks right, and then comes back. There was none of that. They had to build like heads that split open with little heads inside coming out. There's so many things you can do and film on even a projected background, or you can sort of imply, or you can sort of film using layers of superimposition when you're filming. But no, John Carpenter, the director of the remake called The Thing. It's actually a remake of a movie called The Thing from Outer Space. Outer Space. I need to get that clip of Adam Driver, if you guys know what I'm saying. If you guys have not seen Inside Llewyn Davis, I'm just gonna get this. Every time I say outer space, I'm gonna play the clip of Adam Driver going outer space. Once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. John Carpenter directed The Thing. He lit and shot all of those effects live, and it took the special effects artist for that movie like 18 months of just nonstop creation. That's a good idea. Bainby could dress up like a little pumpkin or something. Yeah, next week is going to be a fun week-long Halloween celebration. Kind of like this week. The last 2 weeks of October is pretty much just all Halloween stuff, right? Is Freeze going to take Bainby trick-or-treating? That's a great idea. Maybe we'll set up a whole scene for that next week. I gotta... Guys, let me know some feedback. What would you like to see on the show? Would you like to see Bane dressed up as a pumpkin? Would you like to see Will Arnett with a Lego Batman body? What are some of the ideas that you guys have? Was the cat there? Hello, yes, welcome on Instagram. Guys, on Instagram, you can donate to the ACLU. You can also donate to the ACLU if you're watching on Facebook. So please do that. But what else would you like to see on the show? What are some of the things you'd like to talk about? How would you like to talk about them? I hardly even played guitar today. And by hardly, I mean I didn't play it at all. I'm in a different tuning, I just remembered. You guys remember this one? this is a good one. I just wrote it. What was your favorite part of this week, ladies and gentlemen? Did you have a good week? I cannot get enough of watching Falcor getting his ear scratched, because he's a giant luck dragon, dinosaur, monster, dragon, puppy. There may be puppies. Oh, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's definitely a creature. Ghostbusters is a great movie for creatures. So many great effects in that one. And comedy. Again, earlier I was talking about how in the 80s there were movies that had really good, compelling characters and stories and funny plots and ridiculous plots. I think it was the perfect crossover for fantastical ideas and visual effects that you can buy into. Art movies, that's a good one too. That reminds me of Velvet Buzzsaw, which was a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal on Netflix. It was a made-for-Netflix movie, and that's a horror movie and it's an art movie. So that's maybe a good one to talk about, even though as a movie it's not that great. And it's got one of my similar doppelgangers in there. Daveed Diggs is in that, but he's not a good. He hasn't yet learned to act. I mean, yeah, sure he has. I mean, he's great. He's great in as two characters in Hamilton. He plays Lafayette and Jefferson. But in movies, he's not quite a movie actor yet, but he's working on it. I only say this because there's a scene in Velvet Buzzsaw where he's in an art museum. And he shares the screen with John Malkovich, who's an incredible actor. And there's a moment where he's looking at a painting. So we're looking at Daveed Diggs as he looks at a painting. And he's just kind of got a blank look on his face. He's not quite engaged with this painting. I don't know if there's much, if he's really, I feel like he feels like he's being watched by the camera. And you can perceive that when you're an actor on camera. And in this moment, Daveed Diggs is just kind of staring at a wall because he's been told to stare at this wall. But at the same time, John Malkovich's character is immediately, he notices the wall, he's intrigued by the wall of art that's before him, and we're only seeing their reactions, and he's like compelled by it. And there's like several layers of thoughts that are going through John Malkovich's head, which just as a juxtaposition, as Daveed Diggs is sitting there, he's told to stare blankly at a wall, John Malkovich's character has many, like, he's compelled. It's just much more of a compelling performance from a seasoned actor, a film actor like John Malkovich, versus Daveed Diggs, who started out as a rapper in clipping and became, and then was added to the cast of Hamilton and had to kind of learn how to sing and how to learn how to act, and dance a little bit, or at least do some choreographed stuff. So it's really interesting to watch his evolution as an artist. Jeff Goldblum, Brundlefly, that is probably my favorite creature of the 80s. Maybe. I feel like ultimately I was always disappointed with the full reveal of the Fly in The Fly. I don't know if... It is pretty creepy, though. I like that they rip his jaw off and it's twitching on the floor. Only from the mind of David Cronenberg. The Golden Child. Yep, that was a good one. The Big Demon. Oh, the tall man from Phantasm. That is before Slenderman. Phantasm. That's a great one, Popcorn Passport. This dude with the ball and the eyebrow. These guys are like classic horror icons right there. You got to come out with a new thing every 5 years or so. Slenderman is probably the latest. When I was a kid, it was Candyman. You're supposed to turn out the lights, look in the mirror, and say Candyman 10 times or something, and then suddenly the Candyman shows up. And the thing about that is every few years there's like a new thing. Did they do Bloody Mary yet? I'm sure they have. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. But every time there's like a new urban myth or there's a new scary little thing that kids do, they have to turn it into a movie immediately because it's public domain. It's just urban legend. It's urban myth. So you can turn that into a movie without paying anybody for the property, and it's already built into the zeitgeist. So people are going to get a little scared by it on account of the fact that I can't find a guitar pick. Good God. This is why my friend bought me a guitar pick maker, because I can never find one of these. So in fact, he bought me a guitar pick maker, and I've made this out of an Amazon card. While we're wrapping up, guys, 420 Artist is going to be our guest next week. I'm just going to jam out. I'm going to jam our way out because it's relaxed, casual Fridays where, you start out a show and you don't have an internet. What about Mac and Me? What about Mac and Me, 420 Artist? That movie, by the way, Mac and Me, I remember being very young watching that. And because E.T. came out a few years before that, right? E.T., massive hit. E.T. turned down M&M's. Mars, I think, is the parent company. M&M's turned down the deal to be the candy in the movie E.T. So then Reese's Pieces was like, yo, we'll be your candy. And who even heard of Reese's Pieces before that? They became super phenomenally famous after E.T. made Reese's Pieces, like the candy of that aliens like to eat. So, in Mac and Me, I don't know, I forget, I think he eats Skittles or whatever, but the whole movie, he's from Mars, and it's a terrible movie. I remember watching it as a kid, watching it 5 times in a row, going, maybe if I watch it again, it'll get good. You ever do that as a kid? Like, do insane things? Do the same thing over and over again and hope that it suddenly changes and becomes good? If there's anything we've learned this week, it's that people. Einstein did not say that. Einstein said E equals MC squared, okay? Einstein did not say those. Half of the quotes you see from Einstein on the internet were not Einstein. It just you take a picture of Einstein. It reminds me of the picture of Patrick Stewart when it says may the force be with you, Gandalf. That's basically what it looks like whenever I see someone trying to quote Einstein and look like they're smart, but ultimately look super stupid because they've misquoted a dude. I just want to make a meme of a picture of Einstein. Maybe I'll do this on Instagram. It'll be a picture of Einstein, and it'll just be in quotes. It'll say, "I never said that. Einstein." Sad but true. Well, guys, I do want to make that shirt. Maybe I'll make that shirt. Maybe I can use Einstein's image and get sued. Maybe I'll just have a shirt that just says, "I never said that," and then Einstein. Because, Einstein's just a surname. I could be like, it wasn't Albert Einstein company trying to sue me. I'm not talking about Albert Einstein. I'm just talking about Shaft. Your doppelganger is Richard Ayoade from the IT crowd. Yes, Kapluchart, I actually mentioned that earlier. Buzzsaw was caca, according to Kapluchart. Yes, it was not good. But we talked about the IT crowd at the top of the show. At the top of the show, because we were having technical difficulties in that I had no internet. I can't believe we went this whole hour without fully talking about Gremlins being one of the best movies. One of the best Christmas movies. Do you hear what I hear? I heard they're coming out with Gremlins 3 with everybody. Zach Galligan, he's coming back. Phoebe Cates, she's coming back. I heard about this. This could all be lies, but I would like to see Gremlins 3. I liked how they upgraded the Gremlins lore in Gremlins 2. That's also an 80s movie, I believe. I like that when the film broke, I actually was very young and I saw Gremlins 2 in the movie theater, and when the film melts and breaks, and then suddenly the Gremlins are making hand puppets, and then Hulk Hogan is like, "Stop it, you stupid Gremlins, we're trying to watch this movie." I was in the movie theater. I was a little kid, and I thought the film actually broke. And then it was just off the rails when the movie decided to just lampoon itself. The Gremlins are so mischievous that they got inside the film itself and took it apart. What a great touch. Gremlins 2, definitely a worthy sequel. Just so much dumber than the first one. Another one that deserves a reboot. I don't even know if it's a reboot. I think they should Critters. Yeah, we didn't talk about Critters, man. That's what I wanted to mention earlier. What I loved about the aesthetic for Critters was that like early 80s new wave vibe. That the aliens would they like molded themselves into a flock of seagulls, basically. Like, it was pretty cool. They like molded themselves into pre-goth era 80s new wave looking dudes, because they were like, how do we capitalize on whatever the pop culture is doing right now? And that's what I loved about Critters, and also that they shoot spikes from their back, and that they're kind of evil looking, but also kind of cute, but also will bite your freaking hands off, man. Anyway, guys, never take a wood nickel from a stranger. Always question authority. I hope that you had a wonderful week. If you guys want to rewatch last night's debate, you can go on Aristotle Full Throttle. I had a live stream throughout the entire debate. It was like a 2.5-hour show, marathon show. But I've got, remember that society is a social thing. Also, it's not just about money. People are always like, I'm supporting Trump because of his policies, not because of the man. It's like, what policies? His policy, what plans? If you go out and vote for Joe Biden, because we need a leader in probably one of the most trying times of our life, during a coronavirus. The coronavirus. Guys, well, it's always lovely to see your faces virtually, and it's always lovely to have you here, and I appreciate you. So, I'm Aristotle, Full Throttle, you bro, with the fro. And if you want to keep talking on Discord, go on over to the Discord and say hi. Bye, guys. Like the video, share it. Like the video, share it. Just do that right now. Like the video. If you're on, yeah, Gizmo is cuter than Baby Yoda. Gizmo is cuter and fluffier than Baby Yoda. You know what? I might just go a couple more minutes because I still have some minutes left here on Instagram. That was like a false ending. This is like bonus show, guys. It's like bonus show. Let's do like a bonus one here. Remember this? With his eyeballs coming out of his head. Anyway, if you want to support the ACLU, please go ahead and do that. If you want to support this show, you can go to Aristotle Full Throttle and do that. If you want to support yourself, you can probably get a sports bra at Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm out of stuff. I'm out of jokes. I'm spent. Got to do an hour a day of this. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how Dave Chappelle does this for like 14 hours at a time. Yes. Vote. All right. Love you guys. Keep rocking. Keep on rocking in the free world. Be kind to each other and to yourselves, most importantly. And support your local business. Please do that. Bye, guys. You're the best. You're the best throttlers that an Aristotle Full Throttle could have. And we're going to turn the show into like the #1 show on the entire internet. We got 2 minutes left on Instagram. Let me redo the ending. Let's do that. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that this is an alternate ending to this episode. Maybe next week we'll talk about alternate endings on an episode. We had an alternate beginning because we didn't have internet at the beginning. But we did have Richard Ayoade's doppelganger, me, solve the problem by turning the power off and then back on again. It was weird, I just could not connect. But hopefully the show connects. Hopefully.
Nah, I don't know about that.
That's the last we're gonna hear from you this week, Seth Rogen. I'm just gonna see how long I can hang out. We hung out a long time last night, guys. It was great. It was great. But I do need to do stuff. Choose your destiny. Yes, this is an alternate universe we're living in, guys. 43 seconds left on Instagram. If you guys want to support the ACLU, you guys go ahead and do that. You know what I'm gonna try to do? I'm gonna try to end it before it says that I cannot save the video. So guys on Instagram, I will see you on Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Capluchart, go follow Capluchart on Instagram. KATBLOUCHART. CHART. Alright, see you guys. End now. Cool. I preempted Instagram cutting me off. Anyway. Be kind, be cool, be fair, be chill. Be kind, be cool, be fair. I'm gonna work on that. Be kind, be cool, be chill. That'll be a shirt, right? Be kind, be cool, be chill. You can't copyright words. You can't trademark words. I'm gonna try to put Robocoptopus on her shirt, though. Alright. Goodbye for real this time. You're the best. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, you bro with the fro, and I'll see you on Mundo. Have a great weekend. You know, the whole weekend. Have a great one. Okay, bye now.